Everyone's told it's the law, it's coming into effect, and still people either leave the industry, your industry, or simply refuse to get the vaccine. I mean, it hasn't really worked, has it? This government ploy hasn't really worked, and my concern is, with the National Health Service, we'll finish up by April, short of nurses, short of staff.
Well, OK, I think we need to go back a step. I mean, COVID's been a journey for us all. We've learnt a lot throughout the last 2 years. The evidence and the information available has changed. We took a view quite early on that we would have preferred for us not to have had a mandatory vaccination policy for existing workers. We believe that the individuals have the right to choose. We adopted a policy of signposting and educating and so on. So to try and encourage people to look at the right information from the right sources and make their own reasoned decision. You know, our workers aren't stupid. They're very intelligent people. They're quite capable of assessing risk. And we believed at the time that they would choose probably to go down the route of taking the vaccination. And before it was even mandated, we'd achieved somewhere in the region of 90% vaccination amongst our care home staff group. So we had a very, very high rate of take-up anyway. And when the evidence came out that actually if you were double vaccinated, you were less likely to be transmitting the disease, less likely, not it wasn't possible, but you were going to be less likely to transmit it, then actually we hoped that everybody would take it up. We have around about 2,000 staff in our English care homes, and only 23 of those by the 11th of November won't be double vaccinated.
OK, that's a very small percentage. And as far as those 23 are concerned, you simply can't use them anymore.
No, unfortunately not. Again, I think when you get down to levels like that, our view would have been that we could have taken alternative actions, such as maybe getting them to continue to wear PPE and continue to test them and so on to protect our residents. I think the issue, though, Nigel, is a bit of a red herring, and the issue really is that this on its own is not the problem for us. We've had a staffing problem in the care sector for decades. I've been in this business for 20 years now, running care homes, and we've always had problems recruiting staff. And I think it's got its roots in a number of things, but the primary one is that actually working in care is misconceived as a sort of dead-end job, low-paid job, not valued by society. And I think we failed our children over the last 2 decades, 3 decades, by not teaching them the true value of vocations. You know, I think these people, we were clapping on our front doorsteps, if you remember, banging pans because of the incredible work that these people were doing. And yet, you know, they're still effectively a minimum wage job, and that shouldn't happen. And you know, I think this is the root of it. This is just one issue that's added to a lot of others. It's not the root of the problem.
No, and of course the root of the care home disasters that happened in some cases was, of course, the hospitals being emptied, insufficient checks being done. On balance, Tony, people have left the sector, but on balance, do you think the law is the right law?
I think it possibly is. I mean, as I said, I'd have preferred not to do it. We're there now. It will have an impact. We just have to live with it. But I think what we need to do as a society is we need to refocus away from this onto some of the core issues, start to value our carers, pay them the right wage, and you know, we could move on and maybe help to fix that staffing crisis that we're all about to hit.